OnePlus 3T Camera Review. OnePlus is a relatively new player in the mobile device market, but following the launch of the OnePlus One in 2014 it has very quickly gained a lot of momentum through a simple strategy: offer high-end hardware at mid-range prices. The latest model, the OnePlus 3T, is no exception. At a current price of $439 you get Qualcomm's top-end chipset Snapdragon 821 and a whopping 6GB of RAM in the processing department. Add 64GB of internal storage in the base model to the mix and the 3T does not have to worry about comparisons to the flagship models from Samsung, Sony, Apple and the rest of the bunch. On paper, the camera module is not quite on the same level as the powerful processing components but still looks very promising. A 0.816MP sensor is combined with an f2.0 aperture, phase detection and optical image stabilization. DNG RAW support, 4K video and manual control over shutter speed are all on board as well, and selfie shooters will be interested in the front camera that offers a whopping 16MP resolution. Key photographic, video specifications. 1. 0.816MP CMOS sensor with 1.12 micrometers pixels. 2. f2.0 aperture. 3. F with on-sensor phase detection. 4. Optical image stabilization. 5. LED flash. 6. 4K video at 30 fps. 7. 720p slow motion at 120 fps. 8. Manual controls and RAW support. 9. 16MP front camera, 1.0 micrometers pixels, f2.0, 1080p video. Other specifications. 1. 5.5 inches 1080p Full HD AMOLED screen. 2. Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 chipset. 3. 6GB RAM. 4. 64 128ths of a gigabyte storage. 5. 3,400 mAh battery. 6. Fingerprint reader, design and hardware. Smartphone design in general is pretty uniform these days, but it's probably fair to say with its 7.4mm thin unibody, slightly rounded edges and matte metal backplate, the OnePlus 3T is firmly located at the upper end of the attractiveness scale. Unfortunately, the device is not IP certified for water and dust resistance, but the company says it was designed to hold up to day-to-day environmental factors, and using your device in light rain or with wet hands should not cause any damage. In terms of controls, the 3T counts more on hardware buttons than most other Android phones. The device comes with a fingerprint reader below the display that doubles as a home button. I found it very quick to scan your fingerprint, but it's much more prone to errors when wet or a little dirty. It's worth keeping it spotless so it will work better. To the left and right of the fingerprint reader you'll find capacitive back and task buttons. The power button is located on the right edge, just below the dual SIM tray, and the left edge is the home of the volume rocker and, unusually for an Android device, a mute switch. Unfortunately there is no micro SD slot. The 1080p Full HD resolution of the 5.5-inch AMOLED screen is not quite on the same level as the QHD displays of some competitors, but the image is bright and clear and still fairly well visible in bright light. In terms of processing, the OnePlus has to hide behind nobody. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 chipset is supported by a whopping 6GB of RAM, and our test unit had a generous 128GB of internal storage, which lets you easily forget about the lack of a card slot. Energy is supplied via 3,400 mAh battery that, thanks to OnePlus Dash Charge technology, can be fully charged in only 30 minutes. The dedicated charger and USB cable are included in the box. The specification of the camera module is adequate for a high-end device but does not make the 3T stand out from the crowd. A 0.816MP CMOS image sensor with 1.12 micrometers pixel size is combined with an f2.0 aperture, on-sensor phase detection and optical image stabilization. The app offers manual controls and RAW support, And in video mode, the OnePlus can record 4K footage and 720p slow motion clips at 120 fps. The front camera comes with a whopping 16MP, 1.0 micrometers pixel size and f2.0 aperture. The final word. The OnePlus 3T is an absolute top-end smartphone in most respects. While its camera performance does not quite match the very best in class, it is still on a high level, making the latest model from OnePlus a very interesting proposition to mobile photographers who want value for money.